Hey everyone, a lot of people have been talking about spirit of cricket which was not shown by England and which they keep on crying about. Well, in this video I'll be talking about what exactly happened in the fourth test and I'll give you a brief preview of the fifth test between India and England which starts tomorrow. So let's get started. So first, let's have a quick look at what happened in the fourth test. Well, England once again won the toss and opted to bowl first, and the Indian openers got a very good start, and even Yashasvi Jaiswal got to a 50, and Sai Sudarshan, who was making a comeback after the first test, also got a half century. Shubman Gill didn't score well, and Rishabh Pant was hit on the foot while batting, and his right foot got fractured. And even though with a fractured foot, he came out to bat on day 2 and scored some valuable runs for India, as India were bowled out for 358 runs. Well, in reply, just as in Headingley, the England openers smashed Indian bowlers all around the park, and even the debutant Anshul Kamboj bowled very straight lines and on the pads to Ben Duckett especially, and both the openers got to 50s and Ben Duckett got out in the 90s. And then came the partnership between Ollie Pope and Joe Root, where Ollie Pope got out in the 70s and Joe Root went to 150 runs, and that was actually one of the biggest milestone innings of his career perhaps, as he crossed Kumar Sangakkara, Jack Callis, Rahul Dravid and even Ricky Ponting to become the second highest run scorer in Test cricket history, and only behind Sachin Tendulkar now. Captain Ben Stokes notched up 100 after 2 years in Test cricket, and he also got a fifer in the first innings after 8 years in Test cricket. So this was turning out to be a fantastic game for Captain Ben Stokes. Now in the third innings, England had a lead of 311 runs and India had 5 sessions to bat and maybe half an hour before lunch on day 4. In the first over, it was Chris Wokes who got Yashasvi Jaiswal and Sai Sudarshan, and there were no runs scored and India was 0 for 2 inside 1 over. From here on, it felt that the game might just get over on day 4 itself and England would win by an innings or so. But the grit and determinance shown by the Indian batsmen KL Rahul, Shubman Gill, batted 2 sessions without losing their wickets. On the morning of day 5, KL Rahul got out on 90 and Shubman Gill went on to score another century in this series. But then soon just before lunch actually, Shubman Gill lost his wicket to a very wide delivery of Jofra Archer, and Ravindra Jadeja was dropped of his first ball by Joe Root in the slip, the person who has taken most number of catches by a non-wicket keeper in Test match history, dropped a fairly decent chance. I won't say it was very difficult according to his standards, but that was the lifeline which was required by Ravindra Jadeja. The last 2 sessions, it was Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar who batted out and made sure that the England bowlers were tired and absolutely there was no hope for them to win. And Rishabh Pant, it was rumored that he will bat with a fractured foot, but these 2 guys made sure that there was no need for him to come out to bat and save the game. Ravindra Jadeja was on 89 and Washington Sundar was on 80 when the England captain approached and said, let's just shake hands and walk away. We know we can't win from here. You know you can't win from here. So let's just call it a draw. Well, many of the people on the internet are criticizing him because now they knew that there was no result possible, but they didn't want Jadeja and Sundar to get to their milestones. But I think India did the perfect thing by not shaking their hands and continued batting, and Harry Brook was literally bowling dollies to Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar, but they both just scored runs and got to their hundreds. Ravindra Jadeja is having a magnificent series with the bat, and Washington Sundar got to his first Test 100, and it was a very special feeling for him as well. And India managed to save this Test match, and it was a draw. A fantastic Test series this is turning out to be. Well, now let's talk about the fifth Test. It is rumored that Jasprit Bumrah might be rested in the final Test, and even there are rumors that Rishabh Pant is obviously not going to be playing, so Dhruv Jurel could come in for him. Kuldeep Yadav and Arshdeep Singh are also rumored to be slotted in the 11. As far as England are concerned, they have added Jamie Overton in their squad. Maybe they can get him in place of Chris Wokes, who has probably bowled in all the 4 test matches. I don't see Bryden Cars going out because he was not used as much in the 4th test, and he's also very handy with the bat. Liam Dawson, who was expected to do well, especially because of the left-handers in India's middle orders, because of the rough created by the right-arm fast bowlers. Well, he was probably the most ordinary bowler in the entire game, and a lot of criticism for Shubman Gill as well, because he didn't introduce Washington Sundar until the 68th over, and once he was introduced, he got 2 wickets in quick succession. So a lot of things, a lot of points of discussion, but I feel that the final test match is going to be magnificent. Even we saw Gautam Gambhir having a heated exchange with the pitch curator of Oval. Well, I think this series is getting onto everyone's nerves now because of the cricketing action that it has displayed. 20 days of intense test match cricket. I mean, what else do cricket lovers want, right? So that's it for this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, as I'll be uploading a video on the recent T20 series between Pakistan, Bangladesh, the tri-series between New Zealand, South Africa and Zimbabwe, and also the T20 series between West Indies and Australia. And also I'll be covering the 5th test between India and England. So make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you so much.